In an effort to promote sustainability and expose the Washington College community to underutilized portions of wild game, anthropology professor Bill Schindler and visiting lecturer Mark Wiest led a wild charcuterie cooking demonstration on Saturday, November 5th. Any initial skepticism this may have been met with was put to rest as they watched him make goose confit, deer heart tartare, goose liver pate, and air-dried venison bresaola. The event was one of many lectures and demonstrations offered at the second annual Locavore Literary Festival.
One of the things that scared me was that's great. We can sit and talk about it quite a bit and hear people discuss wild animals as food and plants as food, but it doesn't seem very accessible to people nowadays. If we at least had a cooking demonstrations where people could see these things prepared and discuss it, that they might actually do it.
So that's kind of how we went from last year, where we just focused on farming and, your usual farmers market kind of local foods, to this year where we're focusing on wild foods.
Nowadays, meat is cleaned and trimmed before it ever reaches a plate, but what is left off the plate is often more valuable than what is put on it.
These things are the kinds of, actually they're the most nutrient-dense part of an animal. The flesh of an animal, the meat of an animal is the most nutrient-free. They're not nutrient-packed like organs are, like marrow is, like fat is.
The demonstration also touched on how the relationship between what we eat and why we eat has changed over the course of human evolution.
We've had this long relationship with humans and animal parts, as using animals for food and many other things, but now we've been distanced from this, right? And when we do eat animals, we typically think about only certain parts of the animal, which is completely different than the way that we've viewed animals as food in the past.
But wild charcuterie wasn't just about ancient history. It may be just as important to pay attention to these typically overlooked sources of food today.
Typically when people go hunting, they shoot an animal, they gut the animal, they hopefully bring back the rest of that, come back, and then they only take select cuts of meat, the same cuts of meat that mirror what we see in the grocery store, right? And then throw the rest of this animal away.
The parts that are often thrown away, which he was using in the demonstration today, are usually the most nutrient-rich of the parts of the animal.
So why at Washington College?
Well, the main reason is because college campuses are places to have these discussions, to think outside of the box and to have these non-traditional. Well, and I say non-traditional, but this is traditional. This is the thing we've done for 200,000 years, but we've only stopped doing in the past several decades. This is the place to have those conversations where you reach a certain audience, and then hopefully that audience will spread this word. And